Welcome to our winter training series day 2. We're going to get started here in 2 minutes. We do have a chat open though. If you guys want to say hello, let us know where you are joining us from this evening. And if you were on last night's call, we'd love to hear maybe one takeaway that you have already started to put into action from last night's call. We'd love to hear. Hi, Monica and Blair. Thanks, Natalie. Friendsgiving. Yes, I've already heard so much buzz about Tinley's talk on Friendsgiving. I love it. Welcome, Norma. Google form wish list. Perfect. Awesome. Hi, Jessica. Welcome, guys. One more minute and we're going to go ahead and get started. Love it. The wish list. Perfect. I might touch on that again tonight in a little bit of a different way. I love it. Jen says she's working with emails more. Wonderful. Friendsgiving and the wish list is what Kirsty said. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, it is 9 o'clock straight up. I want to welcome you to day 2 of our winter training series. My name is Kelly Olin. I am going to be training tonight for the first segment, which is going to be about how to leverage in-home events. But I'm really excited to also have my colleagues on, the Natalies are here, Natalie Robison and Natalie Swenson. Natalie Robison is going to be going after me and she's going to be talking about joint events. And Natalie Swenson is going to be talking about time management, which is so important in this super busy time of the year. So let's go ahead and kick it off. My topic tonight is going to be on in-person events. And I know this is kind of something that might be a little bit foreign to many of you. Many of you might have joined during this pandemic that we've been going through now for quite a long while. And you might have never actually taken your business in person. You've been behind a computer screen this entire time. When I joined 3 years ago, I actually came from a party plan company. All I knew was in-home parties. And actually up until 18 months ago, I did 100% of my business in home. And that might just be like mind-boggling to many of you, but I was able to actually promote all the way up to Zaya executive without ever having done a real in-home or online party. And so it's been a real learning curve for me over the last 18 months. I do all of my business now online, but I'm actually really excited to get back in person with people because I love the ability to really connect with people and make really good, genuine relationships when you're in person with people this way. I find that it's more quality over quantity. You can be in front of less people and have the same, if not better, results. And so be really excited about taking your business in person. And what better than the holiday season for opportunities to open up for people to come together and to have this type of community. When I joined, I actually joined November 1st. So I joined right in kind of the holiday time frame. And this was a really good opportunity for me to get outside of my friend zone right away with people and to meet people outside of my personal network through these types of in-person holiday events. So I'm going to talk tonight about 2 different kinds of holiday events that you can have. So the first one that I'm going to talk about are vendor events and in-home boutiques. And the next type I'm going to talk about are more like your traditional in-home party, but with like a holiday theme and some of the ways that you can leverage the holiday season to book and to sell more through these holiday themed in-home parties. Okay, so let's dive in first with vendor shows and in-home boutiques. So I first want to set your expectations. Well, actually, let me just explain what the difference between the two are. Okay, so a vendor show are events that are held by maybe an association or a group that has multiple tables set up and there's multiple different vendors. And it might be you and a candle maker and a basket weaver and a baker and all these different types of people. It might be just exclusively for direct sellers and small businesses, but it could be like a large scale event, okay? So it could be that type of event at a big arena or something like that, all right? Now, the other kind is an in-home boutique. And these are things like before I got into direct sales, I didn't even know people did these types of things, but literally hostesses, regular women, moms, whomever, will actually open up their home for an evening of shopping, and they'll invite all their small business friends or direct sales friends to come over. And instead of hosting individual parties for all of them to support their businesses around the holidays, they just invite all of them. They all invite their friends, and then they set up like little booths throughout their house. Actually, when I got started in my business, I was invited by today, her name's Stacy Moore. She's a doubles I executive, one of the top leaders in my company or in my organization, but she actually found me on Facebook because she was looking for an activewear person to come to her holiday boutique that her and her sister were co-hosting. And that's how I met her. And today, she has this incredible, thriving international business. So these are really, really cool events and really very a perfect opportunity to meet people at these types of events as well. So if this is like a new file folder for you, like you didn't even know these types of events occurred, I didn't at the time, I think it's so great to even know that they exist so that now you can kind of have them on your radar to be looking out for. All right, so first things first, I want to set your expectations for these types of events. Now you're going to have a better return on investment or ratio immediately at those boutique style in-home types of events. Vendor events that can be, again, like kind of like these large scale events that organizations put on. And I'll kind of tell you about how you can find some of these to look for. But these events are really, you have to go into them with a long-term vision for your business. They are a networking opportunity, okay? Do not go in thinking that you're gonna close a $600 or $1,000 party from that one event. Have I done that before? Yes. Okay. But is that what I go in expecting? No, because it really depends on what people's expectations are for when they attend. I've done these types of events at like mom to mom shows, and they're buying like 25 cents onesies. And so high-end activewear is not exactly on their radar. Okay. So it doesn't quite compare in terms of conversion for sales. However, I've met some incredible people and booked parties off of those events. And so you have to really look at what is the long-term effect. Sometimes, and I always like remind myself, I come home from these types of events and I'm like, well, that was a lot of work. And I got like $200 in sales. But I can tell you without a doubt, 100% of the events that I've ever gone to, I've always long-term gotten something out of it, okay? I met somebody who then hosted an online party, who then connected me to somebody else who hosted something else, who then decided to become a rep, and then maybe they became a director or something like that. So you have to have patience and vision and know that you're planting the seeds and the results will come. But you really have to do a lot of these if you're depending on them for your personal sales volume, because you can't guarantee you're going to have a lot of personal sales that night. A lot of times people come to those events because they want to buy like quick things that they can grab and go, okay? Like little coffee mugs that they can give to their teachers and stuff like that. If you don't have inventory, which if you're new, I don't recommend that you necessarily have, it's definitely not a requirement for this business, then it's going to be a little bit more challenging for you to get those types of returns on sales right away. So have expectations going into these events that they are truly for networking. And I'm going to show you how you can kind of maximize that. And again, where you can find these types of events. Okay. So let's first talk about what you need to bring to set up for these types of events, okay? Most of the time, these types of events, they'll either have a table for you, but you might want to have, if you have like one of those 6-foot tables or even like a 4x4 table, a lot of times they'll give you like a 8-foot or a 10-foot space. I prefer to have more of my space be rack space and a smaller table, even like a round little IKEA coffee table type thing that you can bring. With a little bit of information on it, because you don't want to be behind a table. You want to be out interacting with people. You want to be standing, socializing, welcoming people, asking questions, bringing people into your little booth area to shop, asking them questions like, hey, have you ever heard of Zaya? Or gosh, have you ever checked out this line before? Or hey, are you working out? Or, you look like you work out. What do you do for workouts? Like, you want to be engaging and have these types of conversations and kind of lure and pull people in. So your setup is going to be really important for that. Also, in terms of a rack, you do not need to bring everything that you have in your collection. That can be extremely overwhelming. It can also make your job look very difficult, okay? So people, again, are not probably gonna spend a lot of time going through the entire rack. They're definitely at these types of events not going to be trying anything on because they're probably all dressed up in their cute little party outfit and they're not gonna like go take stuff to the bathroom to try things on more often than not. So do not worry about bringing your entire rack. You can get one of those on Amazon, like a tree rack that pops up pretty easily, and you can get a nice assortment. Really, this is an introduction to the line. And again, it's conversation starters. It's a networking event. You're just starting conversations with new people and new networks to introduce the line to them. They want to be able to just see and feel the quality and then let them know that we're a boutique style. This is just a sampling of what I have. You can even say, and I say this all the time, these are actually my clothes. I actually don't have to keep an inventory. It's so awesome with my company. I actually earn these clothes for free and half off. But you can really get a feel for the quality by seeing my clothes. And then I'll actually purchase any products that you want. I'll actually purchase them for you specifically in your size, and they ship directly to you from the company. Okay, so have those types of conversations and be clear on like, this is not like for sale clothes right here. Now, I will say though, what does go over well is if you do have items that maybe are your personal collection and that you do want to sell and kind of get the cash and reinvest back into your business. These would be like sample sales. You can have a sample sales section, okay? And sometimes this is a great way to get some fast cash to reinvest back in your stock if you do want to have some of the new pieces. So things that are maybe retired or out of stock now and that you can't resell, or maybe it just didn't fit you perfect, or maybe it was a return that was out of time frame and that you somehow acquired it back from your customer. This is a great way to mark that down 50% off, and you can kind of work through some of that stuff too. So sometimes I bring a laundry basket and I have what I call my half off bin, and that's a hot attraction because it's that instant gratification that they can grab something and take it home, and people always love shopping on sale. And as we know, most of the time we get those items in our Hostess Rewards half off already, or maybe even for free. And so we're still kind of earning some extra income that way as well. And we have more income to reinvest back into our business, fresh, new, the new latest and greatest items as well. So having that half off bin is really good. Now, something that also is really, really, really important at these types of events is to have a giveaway, okay? It's not enough for you to be handing out business cards. In fact, I don't even bring business cards. I pretend like, oh my gosh, I just ran out. Here, let me connect with you on Facebook. That is a much better connection for me to connect with them on Facebook, add them to my VIP group right away than for me to hand them a business card and never see them ever again in my life, okay? Get their information. And I feel like versus being like, what's your phone number? Let me call you. Like, it's much easier to connect with people on Facebook or even on Instagram, and you can start that communication loop right there. Also, that giveaway I was telling you about. Okay, so I always have a sign, and it's just in like a dollar store frame that's like 8 by 11 or whatever. And it just says, enter to win a $25 Zaya gift card. Okay, and I have little forms, little slips. They're nothing fancy. And it just says name, email address, and then it asks, are you interested in learning more about how you can get free and half off Zaya? Question mark. And then, are you interested in learning more about the Zaya business opportunity? Question mark. And then I have like a scale from 0 to 10. Okay. And so what's nice about this is people enter and fill out to earn to win the Zaya gift card, but you're also getting kind of a gauge on where they are in their interest to host or even become a rep. And I will tell you, anything over a 0 is a maybe. Okay, so I would still follow up with every single one of the people that entered for the gift card. And then of course, the person that does enter, and you can be a little bit choosy about who maybe that person might be. So this is a really great way to, again, get their information, connect with them on Facebook. That's another good point. Another question that's really good is to ask them, are you on Facebook? What's your Facebook name? And then you can connect with them on Facebook and add them to your customer VIP group. So, oh, thank you, Rachel. This is gold. I love it. Good, good. So this is super important because you guys, if you just go to one of these events and you put out a bunch of clothes and you just smile behind there, you're on your phone texting, you're going to have no leads leaving and you're going to have 0 sales. Okay. You need to be proactive. You need to engage with people. Think about if people were walking into your boutique, if you owned a brick and mortar store, would you be behind the sales desk texting your friends? Or would you be out in front, welcoming them, asking them questions, helping them shop, talking to them and solving their problems, okay? Same thing applies here. Okay, so we're getting tight on time here, so I got to move forward. Okay, so how do you find these types of events? Okay, so these types of events, there are Facebook groups of different organizations that have these types of events and put these types of events on. Okay, so literally just search your area for these types of Facebook groups because they're always looking for vendors. You could even post tonight on your profile, I am looking to expand my business and looking for holiday vendor shows. Does anybody know of any in the area? Okay, because churches do these. Neighborhoods and communities do these types of events. They do boutiques like this all the time. Country clubs do these types of things. A lot of times, guys, they actually start doing them in November. We're a little late on this. So I would actually put on your calendar for next year to do this in early November, or maybe even late October to start kind of creating a list of events in your area. Moms to moms groups do these, small business networking groups do these. And again, ask your customers, because if chances are, if they sell other types of direct sales things, they might be part of these types of events. And it is gold if you can get into one that's like an at-home boutique with a circle of friends in a new network. That is gold right there. Okay, those are so much more effective, I feel like, as long as they're well attended, because it's just a more personal, trusting relationship there. Typically people kind of know, like, and trust you already because you're associated with somebody there already. And so those are even more effective in terms of making relationships, and then again, booking and getting sales and bookings off of that. Okay, so that's my last point that I want to talk about with these types of events, is have some kind of shopping sense of urgency as well as a hosting special. Okay, so for example, shop tonight and get entered a double entry into my gift card drawing, or shop tonight right here. Let me help you put your order in. And I have a $10 gift card that you can use in the month of December. Okay, you give them an extra gift card if they spend, $50 or $100 or something like that. Or shop tonight and I'm going to refund you your shipping right now. Or you can even put your own credit card in for the shipping portion for their order. Okay, so give them some reason to shop now, not to just take your website down, go home and forget about it and never order. Okay, give them some sense of urgency to shop right away. And then also you can give them some sense of urgency to book with you. So they could book an online party or an in-home show with you, and then give them some extra reason, like I'm doing a drawing for my hostesses, or I'm offering some extra special benefit for my hostesses, or the company has so many cool things going on right now. Use one of those things. So give them some reason, because that one person that you meet out of that entire event, that might be a goose egg in sales, that one person could be your key to a whole new network of people, okay, that continues to book and grow off of that. So you have to have that bigger vision. So really think of these as just a jumping off platform. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about are holiday themed events. All right, and you might think, you're either buying or selling a story at all points, guys, right? Okay, so are you buying the story that people are busy and they don't want to host a party right now? Or are you selling the story that people are getting together around the holidays because it's the holidays anyhow? Why not get together and shop, which they're also going to be doing, and the hostess can get free and half off product for something that they absolutely love and they're going to be buying and gifting anyhow, right? So sell that story and share that energy as you go out and talk to people, like, oh my gosh, well, of course you want to host right now. It's shopping season. People are going to be shopping anyhow. This is the best time to host. You're going to clean up, girlfriend. You have to host. You're already getting together with your girlfriends anyhow. Let's just do it. Let's just throw some Zaya on it. Okay. So have that kind of mentality and energy. Don't be like, I know it's really busy, but do you think maybe you want to get the girls together and do a Zaya party? Like, have a different kind of energy, and people will be attracted to that kind of excitement and enthusiasm. And you have to sell the event. Be like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so fun. We can have wine. We could do like a little gift exchange. You guys could even do like a Zaya Secret Santa or something fun like that, where you all like have a $25 gift card and you pick something out for each other. Like, wouldn't that be fun? Like, you can create this vision of how fun it's gonna be, and that's gonna, again, attract people. And I just pulled that out of thin air, you guys. Like the whole Secret Santa thing. That's a good idea. We should roll with that. Okay. Another thing that you definitely want to do at these types of events is talk obviously more about gifting than you typically would. At a typical event, usually people are there to shop for themselves. But at these types of events, you definitely want to feature the fact, and a lot of people don't even realize, that we have men's and kids items as well. So something that I think is really important, and I know somebody talked about it last night with having like a virtual wish list. But what I do at all of my in-home parties, regardless of what time of year it is before I do my like product demo, I pass out a sheet of paper to everybody. And it is literally like Zaya wish list. And at the top, I have them put in their name, their shipping information. So it's all ready to go. So if things get crazy at the end, I can grab it and check them out really fast because I always try to enter their orders for them, which we'll talk about in a second. But then they have this blank sheet wish list. So as I'm talking, they can be writing down, oh, bomber bra. Okay, well, I got to ask her about that one. Or, okay, oh, ooh, that skirt looks cute. What's that? Okay, I'm going to ask her about that one. So they're putting a wish list together and I tell them what it's for. I hand out pens, I pass out the paper. So they have this paper of their wish list of everything that they want. So have them have that wish list, and you can even have like a memory jogger for like names of people that you typically shop for. You could have gifting ideas, like for example, gifting ideas that I would definitely do is, you know, feature gifts under $30. And what I would do for $30, I would do like the men's belt, and I would do like a woman's crossbody. And you could put a little photo of it there, or you could just write it in there like as suggestions or examples. You could do gifts under $50, which would be like that women's shawl, the scarf. That's the what is it? The scarf that has the buttons on the end. That's amazing. That's such a great gift. It's $45. And then you could do like a men's polo, and then gifts under 100 would be like maybe a men's pullover and the women's lounge cardigan, which is just such a nice, soft, like perfect gift for any woman that you know pretty much. So you can put suggested gifts on there and then have them do their wish list. Now, last tip, my biggest tip of any in-home event, you guys, do not show up, do this awesome demo, and then be like, all right, I'm here if you need me. See you later. Okay, no. You need to set up a buying environment. So you need to create a checkout area, okay? Just like a store has a checkout. You bring your laptop, you set it over kind of in the kitchen, still in visibility of everyone, and you say, okay, who needs to leave first? I can check you out first. Come on over, bring your wish list, okay? And you go down that wish list with them and you enter their order right there for them on the spot. And then when they still have things left over on their wish list, you say, gosh, would you want to get some of this for free and half off? I can put a party on it right now for you. Let's get that set up. And if they don't want to do that, say, okay, well, I see you still have some things on your wish list. Is there somebody that you'd like me to like give a little nudge to maybe finish this list for you later on? And maybe they'll share like their husband's email address or something like that. And you can say, you know what, I'll actually send them a little message right now as like a secret Santa and let them know that these are some items you were looking at that you couldn't quite get tonight. Okay. So you're helping them shop, you're building that relationship, and you're creating that buying environment so that they check out. Because again, if they take their list and they go home and they know that they can shop online anytime, I promise you, they will forget it in a second. So those are my tips for in-home events this holiday season, you guys. Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to turn it over to Natalie Robison now, and she's going to talk about joint events. Go for it, Natalie.
Thanks, Kelly. All right. I am so excited to talk to you guys. Kelly touched on a few of the points that I was going to mention, and I'm really glad she did because she did a better job than I did. So she nailed all of that so well. I love the checkout idea. Like, I hope you guys got some great notes from what she just shared, because I was definitely taking notes and learning things too. So, joint events is what I am talking about tonight. And I wonder, can I share my screen? Am I allowed to? I can. You guys get to see my crazy desktop. Isn't this exciting? That's my brain. Okay. So joint events, contrary to popular belief, it is not joint events where you're rolling something and experiencing something amazing. A joint event is where you are partnering up with other direct sellers. You're partnering up with, maybe you have a lady who makes kids bows or loves to sell jewelry, or maybe she's created her own business out of her home that she loves to share with other people. That would be what I would consider a joint event. And the purpose of these is to extend your network. That is the whole point of this, is we are going to meet people that we don't already know. So a joint event is any event with another direct sales distributor. There's also what's called vendor events. And Kelly had touched on this a little bit about going and being in a booth or getting a table somewhere where you are able to share your products, and there's going to be other direct sellers around you, or just other people with their product lines selling what they've got. And then a joint event is also anything that you're going and doing with another business, like at a gym. That is a joint event, right? The gym that I work out now with, when I first started there, I did a pop-up, and you better believe that she was wanting to sell her gym membership as well, right? So a joint event is anywhere where you're able to partner together and share those bases of your customer bases, right? So what is the most important part of a joint event? Make sure it can duplicate. If someone walks by, if someone sees what you're doing and they don't feel like they can duplicate what you have, they're just going to not even ask questions, right? But if they're walking by and they're like, oh my gosh, wait, you sell clothes and I don't have to carry a ton of inventory and I don't have to do X, Y, or Z, like count me in, right? So the first one I'm going to talk about are in-person joint events. So like Kelly said, this is going to be a booth or a table. You want to have it be attractive and inviting. You're going to want to have some sort of tablecloth. You're going to want to have a full-length mirror. I suggest having size guides. You can print those off of either from the Zaya marketing group, or you can create your own if you have lots and gobs of time on your hands. But a lot of that stuff's in Zaya marketing. And I always say, don't recreate the wheel. You want to have a very eye-catching display of Zaya pieces. So I actually don't suggest having, don't go out and buy a ton of inventory to have on hand. But if you can put out some pieces that are going to catch people's eye. So we used to have the floral light and tights, and I would always tell people have the floral light and tights. So nowadays, what would be a really eye-catching piece of clothing if you're going to be doing an in-person event? The Mirage. I'm trying to think of some of the other really flashy ones. Some of the Stay Golds would be really good, right? Any of those ones that people are going to be like, what is that? Now, the chances are that they're going to buy that is probably pretty slim because they're a little bright, a little wild. And most women, despite what they say, will always go towards a black legging, I feel like, versus a wild pair. But that's my own personal opinion. Okay, so make sure you have eye-catching pieces. And then you want to have some sort of giveaway or door prizes. And I love what Kelly shared on this. Like, you want to have a way to get their information. Like, you guys, we both have now said this. You have to have a way to get their information. So you can do like stockings on a Christmas tree. You could do like spend $100 here and you'll have $25 in December or January. And I saw a bunch of ladies post this too, is make sure you have them join your VIP group on the spot. So either have them follow you on Instagram, have them join your VIP group, have a way to get a hold of, find them again, post the event, right? Once the event is over. You do want to have some sizes for people to try on. So if you're a medium, get a small and a large with your hostess rewards or your free, your hostess credits. Okay. Have some pieces for people to try on. Now, if you're going to be doing in-person events, joint events like this, and you're going to be doing them with people all the time, and you're going to be out there, probably invest a little bit in this, like have some nice racks, have some nice display things. If this is kind of like you're just doing it for the holiday season, don't worry about it so much. Like I tell people all the time, when I first started, my first party was at someone's home. Aaron Bradley was there, and we literally just laid clothes on the couches and over chairs. Okay. It wasn't super fancy. And you know what? It was awesome. Okay. So don't underestimate the power of just simplicity. If you are allowing people to take the clothes and try on. So this is going to be a little different than what Kelly touched on, because she was like, if it is a holiday shopping event, people are probably dressed, really nice. They maybe don't want to try on things. And you might not want people trying on things if they have like a lot of makeup on, and then it's going to get on the clothes, right? So if you are allowing people to try on items, grab an ID from them or a credit card to hold on to while they walk away with your goods. Okay. So you have a way to get your goods back from them. Okay. The next thing is be mindful of any costs associated with participation. So a lot of times these joint events, when you're doing it with a lot of other direct sales individuals, is they're going to charge like a $30 fee. If it's, at an event place, there's like a little cover charge, something like that. You guys, if it's over $30, it's probably not worth your time, depending on who's there, how many vendors, because remember, you want to be making money, and you could probably do a little bit better just having it at your home and not having to pay that cost. Okay. It would be fun if you're comfortable having each vendor bring a treat or a food. to share with the guests. That helps lower costs. It brings people in, right? And then my last suggestion with this is to invite non-direct sales vendors. This allows for you guys to get into a new group to network in and find customers, hosts, and reps. So, I love to network with my neighbors, especially those around me who I had a neighbor who sold bows and did all these really cute, crafty things. I had neighbors who made paintings and like all this like really like cool kind of Etsy stuff. Like you want to have those people there too. And you really want to be feeding off of each other and making sure that your groups of people know that it's not just going to be direct sellers, because I feel like sometimes people are like, oh, well, I already have my direct sales girl who sells me my Pampered Chef, or I already have my Norwex person, right? And so they're maybe a little hesitant to go because they don't want to buy from someone, maybe if they're really locked into their particular rep, which is understandable, right? So make sure you have lots of different vendors there for people to choose from. Okay, so an online joint event. So I have to be very honest about this. I do not do these very often, but I will tell you, I have a girl on my team who is slaying it. Her name is Celine Mills. She's out of Canada. I might have a slight crush on her because she is so funny and I just love her and she makes me giggle all the time. But she raved about this awesome joint event that she had with someone from Beauty Counter. And so I think the reason why this has so much power is, one, because she participated with a brand that she mutually loved just as much as the girl that she was partnering up with. So her Beauty Counter girl loved her Zaya just as much as she loved Beauty Counter, right? And so there's so much power in that. I'm just sorry, guys, I'm trying to scoot all this around. Okay, so one thing that she really suggested, and this really motivated me to want to do this. And the weird thing is, Celine, if you're watching, I had someone reach out to me wanting to do this with me. And I was like, oh, man, I swear if you speak it, it happens. It's crazy. So you want to meet together, either like at each other's, at one of your kitchen tables or over Zoom, whichever is easier. And you need to schedule and plan. Celine actually said that was probably the most important part of doing a joint event together with another direct sales girl. She said you do want to create like a separate Facebook group. You don't want to try to do it in like one or each other's VIP groups, although you can do like a VIP group takeover. This is actually just doing it together in a separate group. So you want to really talk about when it's going to begin, when it's going to end. You want to talk about how often each of you is going to post, who's going to have responsibilities for which posts. And you want to talk about what will each of you post about specifically, right? So you want to make sure you have a good game plan going into it. You don't just want to just fall into it basically, right? So another question is, does the other vendor love and buy from you? And do you buy and love their brand? You can do a joint event with a brand that maybe you don't wholeheartedly love, but it could be a little bit tricky, right? To want to like be like, I love this brand, but I don't actually know anything about it, right? So it might be a good idea if you are going to do an event, make sure you've actually tried the products. Maybe it's someone that you know in your area, have them come over and try on some Zaya and talk about which pieces they love. You could maybe, go over and have them give you a facial. If it's someone from Saint, she could do like your makeup and you could talk about the makeup pieces that you love, right? So, then that's a way that you don't even have to necessarily buy from each other, but the other person can experience the brand and then you guys can have a really successful joint event and help each other, right? Because we're all about helping, empowering, and lifting each other up. So the last thing not the last thing. So each of you needs to share about your event like crazy. Celine was saying like VIP group, stories, personal Facebook group, Instagram. And you want to make sure you have the link to the Facebook group right there. Okay. The last thing that she shared that I thought was so good is she said, invite your team to join and see this. And then the girl from whatever other company, she does the same thing. And then you can pair up teammates from each other's team to do this too. So it's like you're both mutually helping each other's teams to grow and to have success. I thought that was such a great idea. So bravo to Celine. Okay. Let's see. Can I click? Okay, there we go. Online joint event continued. Apparently I had a lot to say about this. I feel like I've got stuff everywhere. Are you guys just loving what a Sometimes I feel like I am such a circus. Okay, there we go. All right. So she said that Friday she would begin her event. So you would start adding your customers, your friends, your family, and then you would continue to have people be added over the weekend. Do welcome posts, what to expect over the week and over the weekend as you continue to add and invite people. She said you do want to do like a small interaction giveaway. So each of you will select a small price item to give away, like Zaya socks. You could do a lip gloss, an eyeshadow, something, protein bar, pre-workout, if you're doing it with like a beach body, that kind of thing. And then you do want to do like a purchase giveaway. So each of you would select a larger prize giveaway from the purchases that are made, or the people who purchase get entered to win, right? So think of this almost like a mega party, but it's just with another brand, and you're both like putting in the pot a prize. So if that helps at all. Then you want to share posts of outfits that are super versatile and in stock. Okay. So like black metallics, different ways to wear it up. This kind of goes back to what Dana was saying about doing the capstone outfits, having like, this is to work out. This is during the day. This is at night, showing how versatile our pieces are. Talking about the black pocket capris, the Onyx Asana sweater, which is gorgeous. And you want to go live often. So together, and post photos of yourself for the other brand, right? So there's so much power in the other person wearing Zaya and you maybe putting on a face mask and going live and being like, my pores are getting smaller, I can feel it, or something, right? You can do something really fun. So next thing is feed off of each other's energy and excitement for the brands, and always funnel them into your VIP group. Always, 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 right? So not only in person, but online as well. Okay. How do you find these events? I don't even know. Okay, I'm almost done. So how do you find these events? How do you find these people? So what other events do DS ladies go to? You could ask a friend who maybe sells Pampered Chef and say, hey, do you know of any joint events that I can go and participate in? Chamber of Commerce is a great way. Network with other direct sales ladies. So you might think, well, this is similar to what Natalie just posted above with what other events do DS ladies go to, or men? Not necessarily, right? You could do like, get a makeover, get a new outfit. Maybe you could have somebody that sells the Monet or whatever and have her come and wash people's hair. You guys, there's like so many ideas. Okay. And I know this isn't necessarily like holiday specific, but you guys, January is going to be here before we know it, and February and March. Like, let's get some fun events planned. If you don't know this, your phones are going to go silent in a couple of days over the holidays. Use that time to maybe plan your business a little bit. Do some power hours to get ahead for the new year. Okay. A few more things. Sorry. Eventbrite, great place. You guys, there are places that do yoga and beer. Go and set up and sell some Zaya, right? Go and partner with those people. Expos like fitness and health ones, races, holiday fairs, craft fairs. And last but not least, like I was saying, create an event, a party, a get together. Just do something. Okay. Don't wait for it. All right. I think that's everything. Yep. Okay. So let me look at the comments, if there are any. Okay. All right. Celine is the bomb. Thank you for helping me. She helped me a little bit because I was like, tell me what was working for you, because she had just come off of a really great, successful one. And so, Danielle gave a great suggestion. Drive around and see what signs are up. Search Facebook for events near you. Awesome. 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 These are so good. Okay. So, apparently I need to get on the, the joint events online. I've done these in person ones where we come together as like, vendor joint events, but I haven't really done them online. I've just done them onesies and twosies here, right? So this was a really great reminder for me, but I am all done, and I am so excited to pass this off to Natalie Swenson. She is the cutest, most amazing. She works so hard, and she's just such a gift to everybody on this team. And she is so flippin' cute. You guys, I just saw her yesterday and I rubbed her Buddha belly, and it is the cutest thing. And I can't wait for that little baby boy. So anyways, okay, bye.
Thank you. I know I joke, I'm like, rub my pregnant belly and you'll get 7 years of good luck. I'm so excited to be hanging out with you guys tonight. If you could like say hi in the chat or give me a fist bump or something, just so I can like feel your energy coming through the computer, that would be great. But thank you, Natalie and Kelly, for just filling us with all the holiday party ideas. Oh my gosh, I'm loving these comments. Thank you guys. I need it. Thank you. So I'm going to be talking to you about time management. So when I got into this business, that was like a huge part of my why, right? Is time. Like that is, I think time is one of the most valuable things that we have. And so I feel like, you know, as you take on the role of entrepreneurship, sometimes that can be one of the biggest hurdles of like, yes, it's the biggest perk of like, you get to pick your own hours, when and where you work on the go, work from your phone. But it's so easy to like get sucked into it. And then you're glued to your devices. And then you're like, where's my time? I want more time. And so at least for me, that has been an ongoing process. How do I manage my time? And now, especially like with the holidays coming up, like how do we be effective with our time and efficient and show up and get the most out of it, but also like live our life outside of our business, right? Like use your business as a fundraiser to do what you want to get out of life, right? You want to go enjoy those holiday parties too and all the festivities. So how do we do that? It's an ongoing process. And so I'm going to share some of my strategies and tips to help you through the holiday season. And I know for me personally, like I am prepping for baby number 3 in a couple weeks. So I'm like, hey, how do I manage my time? So now this seems pretty cliche, but it is so key. And I would say the biggest thing is planning ahead. It seems simple, but it's so essential. One thing that like has stuck in my head is this quote. It's like, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And it's just a good reminder for me, because if I like just try and wing it every day, something is always going to come up. And then I'm like, oh, I have no time. Or, oh, like life is crazy. And so planning ahead, it just makes all the difference. And so whether you are a pen and paper gal like me, or like your digital tools or whatnot, planning ahead is so essential. So I'm going to go over a few different categories of ways, like specific ways to help you with your time management. So I'm going to be going over content creation, how to be effective with that, parties and events, reminders, and then different systems, like some different softwares that I specifically use that I'm going to share with you. I know there's so many out there, but I'm going to share some things that I use. So first thing is content creation. So with that, have you ever run into like a kind of like a writer's block mode where you're like, okay, I need to show up every day, you know, hear all the things, be consistent, show up, but it's so much easier said than done, right? How do we do that? And so with the content creation, planning ahead is huge, and you kind of work on it as you go. So some, I'm going to talk about as far as like, I mean, I do 99% of my business on Instagram. So I'm going to talk that subject for just a second. Let's say like your social media, your public social media posts. How do you come up with content creation on the spot? Because, you know, we can run into, oh, we need to post, but what do you post? And then you're stuck staring at your phone, and then time's gone and you're like, oh, I thought it was working, but now my day's gone. And so, one thing that helps me is setting timers for yourself when you are creating content. So if you need ideas, let's say you need to scroll reels and get reels ideas, or TikTok ideas, whatever platform you choose to use, or just post ideas. Don't get sucked in the scroll of just scrolling and then not having any productivity from it. So just going in with intention, say, okay, I'm just going to give myself 10 minutes to gather ideas. And so let's say you wanted to create some reels for yourself for the holidays. And so go into it thinking about the holidays to begin with. And if you scroll the reels section for 10 minutes, don't get sucked into it, give yourself time slots. Then what you can do is you can save posts that maybe connect with you, or you're like, oh, I could do something fun with that. I could recreate that. If you click save on it, there's a folder in Instagram that you can have of all of your saved posts, saved reels, and go back to it at a later time. That way you're not like, oh, I need to do that. I need to create right now and post right now, because we don't have time for that, at least most of us all the time, right? And so it's that time of brainstorming. So whatever that looks like for you, of gathering your ideas. Now, one thing that really helps me with gathering ideas is I use Trello a ton. So if you don't know what Trello is, it's amazing. I use it for a lot of my team stuff, but I also have a Trello board for myself just to help me stay organized. And so I'll say like content ideas, and I'll create like different sections for like my social media posts, VIP group, team posts. Like if I am inspired and I don't have time to create something or to post right then, I will just go in and jot down my idea and come back to it at a later time. And then I can create a schedule for myself, say like Mondays, motivation Mondays, try on Tuesdays, like create themes for yourself to help guide you. And then you can just add content in there. And so then when the time comes, you can just pull from that board and just click post, right? It does not need to take a lot of time. So just planning ahead and like making a system for yourself. And if you think of, an idea, just hurry and jot it down, and don't feel overwhelmed like, oh, I need to do a post right now, and stop the whole world so you can do a post. So Trello board has helped me so much. Another thing is with your content creation is setting, like you set time to brainstorm ideas, set a specific time for actual content creation. So what I love to do for reels or for pictures is I will set time aside for recording. So I will record several reels in one day, and then I'll just save them to my drafts. My drafts are like my favorite place because I just pull from there when the day is crazy, and then I have my post for the day when I recorded it several days before. So again, it's planning ahead. It's having an archive of stuff to just feed like, or funnel through throughout the week. And so batch recording and creating that content, time block it out. Yes, those power hours to get the work done, then it's over with. And then all you have to do is either schedule them out or just click post, and it takes a few seconds and then you've shown up, So, one other thing with content creation, when you are taking photos and stuff, like in your Zywear, doing like a mirror selfie, make sure that you're taking more than one, which if you're anything like me, I have so many photos in my phone. It's like my business phone, but also mom life phone. So it's like mom paparazzi. Like it's a joke. Like I'm embarrassed how many photos are on my phone. But when you do little photo shoots and stuff for yourself, do different angles so that you can pull from that photo shoot, that selfie photo shoot, and use those several times. And you can always pull from old photo shoots from the past. If you're like, oh, I don't even have a photo to post with this idea, or I don't even know what to post. So use old photos. Even if you've posted a photo before, if you posted it last year, post it again. Most likely you've got new people in your market and haven't seen this old post. So anyway, content creation ideas. Okay. Next section is with parties, events. How do you manage your time with that. So another thing is using Trello board for that, having another little section for you, so you can have like an outline party for yourself and save everything there, so it's not all in your camera roll, and then plan them out there. You can schedule your posts through Facebook, so that, like, let's say again, you select a designated time, like Sunday nights or Monday mornings, whenever works for you to schedule out your whole party, you can do that. Now, there are softwares out there that help us with this, like SynShare. I hope you guys have heard of that. That is an amazing software that you can use that schedules out your party. Basically, it's the same idea where you input a party outline and then it will schedule it into your party. So that is an awesome software. There's other ones like Post My Party, but SynShare is awesome. And I know that there's great trainings with Zaya specifically with SynShare. And then also with parties, how to be really effective with your time. And we get to hear more about this tomorrow night from one of our lovely speakers, but it's multi-hostess parties, mega parties. If you've never heard of that, make sure you tune into the training tomorrow night, because our dear friend Erica Harold's going to be talking about that. But it's looking at your calendar and being like, okay, I have this 1 week open, and instead of having one host, you can bust out a bunch of parties with the same amount of effort. So tune into that training tomorrow. She'll go more into depth with that, but that's a great way to manage your time, depending on what your goals are, to get in front of more people. So just outlines for yourself, so you have a plan for your parties. And I always like, so I used to be a hairdresser, and this has always helped me with my time management. And when I'm booking events and parties, is I will look at my calendar and be like, okay, like my personal energy, what do I have time for? What is my schedule? This is what I have open. And so when I book, I'm like, hey, these are the dates I have, or these are the times that I have, and then book it ahead, schedule out. So a calendar is huge. And we hear that so often of people being like, the mindset, how you go into it. Like, I think it was Kelly that said it tonight, of like, you know, your energy, where your energy's at, instead of being like coming from a place of like, oh, I'm inconveniencing them. When would you like to do a party? I know it's super busy, you know, when works for you? And then it's just awkward when you be like, I am here to serve you. You get free and half price clothes. These are the dates I have open. Like, let's squeeze you in. So, yeah, anyway, so just that mindset of like, your time is valuable, and so are your hosts. So, but don't forget, your time's valuable too. So anyway, okay. So parties and events. Next thing are reminders. That helps me. I mean, maybe it's just the pregnancy brain, but I forget things all the time. And so some things that help me is I use my notes app on my phone all the time. You can also use good old Siri, say, hey Siri, remind me at this time for this, you know, so using your reminders app. If you're a pen and paper person, again, writing things down. Like, there's so many times I like want to like just throw my hands up, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I had so many good intentions, but I didn't write it down and I forgot. So just knowing ahead of time, like, life's gonna get crazy and it's okay if you forget, but if you write things down, if you need sticky notes or the digital reminders, whatever works for you. So yeah, so I know that there's other reminder apps out there, and if you guys have used any cool like softwares, things that have helped you, please share in the chat too. Because I don't know, I'm kind of old school, just using paper and pen. Okay, so the next thing is creating systems for yourself, and I'm going to share some more software with you that I'm going to geek out about. But the first system is, so these are outside of social media. How do you connect with your audience outside of social media and be effective with your time that way? Because they're out doing parties, they're out doing events. So maybe they're not scrolling, they're going to miss your posts too. And so we don't want to completely rely off of social media. So the first thing I would say is emailing your customers. What's so nice is when somebody shops with you, you have their contact information. So make sure you're gathering your email list and creating that to connect with your customers outside of social media. And you can create newsletters to make it fun. And I know there's a lot of softwares, different ones out there to create newsletters like Flowdesk or Wix. I'm drawing a blank right now, but there's a lot out there that you can make them pretty if you want to make them like artistic or whatnot, add photos, or you can email your customers from your back office. So it doesn't need to be, yes, MailChimp, thank you. Super fancy or anything, but yeah, again, just connecting with your audience outside social media through their email. Now, this last software that I'm going to share with you is one that I've been using recently, and I have loved it. So email's great. I think it's great. But for me personally, I don't use email like a ton, and I don't check my email a ton. So if you emailed me, I'm sorry. So this other software is actually using texting. And I don't know if you have heard of this before, or maybe it's old news, but there's a lot out there, but the one that I use, I knew about them because my husband used to work for them, or else I wouldn't have known about it. But it's called Scipio, and it's where you can get your Scipio, Skipio, and it's where you can get your own personalized phone number, and it looks like a full-length phone number. It's not like a 4-number like spam like number, right? It's one that you can interact with basically. So it's they have a desktop version as well as an app where you can interact with your customers or your clientele or whoever you want to connect with through this number, and you can create automated systems for yourself. But what's more cool than that, because if you've ever been to like a doctor's office and they send you reminders of your appointments or whatever, this is where you can set up automated things like reminders. Like I use this a lot for my team, like reminders of calls, but you can also have people like opt into the text and it will send an automated response, but then you can also respond to them like a real human being. So you can have conversation after that if you choose to do so. And I like this because you can have a work number outside of your personal number. So that's one way that you can manage your time too, and also like your space of separating business life from work life. And so you can have customers or whatnot contacting you through an app, and then you set time to go check your app. It's not like notifications just going off like I have a million texts or messages on Facebook Messenger. So anyway, so I love that, and you can use that for your VIP group. Like I have my customers text me VIP, and then you can send your new releases through that. And then they, if they miss the social media side, they're getting that, or you can even send a link to your newsletter there if they don't check their email. So there's so many ways you can use it. Also use it with your team, use it for recruiting. It's say, hey, text brand rep to this number. And then you can have conversations through texting instead of, DMs or whatnot, which those are still like amazing tools that we have, but sometimes it's like nice to do through texting. So anyway, that is a great software. I know that there's a lot of texting services out there, so maybe there's a better one, but this is the one that I use. There is a free version on there, and it's basically like the free version means like how many contacts that you can have or how many texts you can send. But you can always upgrade and pay, but there is a free version, which is nice. So that has helped me a lot with time managed because yeah, you can also schedule out texts. But pretty cool. Technology is pretty awesome. So yeah, those are some ways that you can save time and manage your time, because like I said, time is, some of the most valuable things that one of the most, actually, I think it's one of the most valuable things that we have. And so, the perks of being your own boss, picking your own hours, you have to be responsible with it. Though, so that you don't burn out, you don't go crazy, you're not glued to your devices, because it can be so fun and everything that you get sucked in, but you don't want to burn out. And so learning how to turn it off and then be effective when you turn it back on is crucial. So, yeah, so I hope that helps. You can be effective with your time and enjoy your holidays, get the most out of this fun, exciting holiday season. And I hope that helps. So I think I am about out of time. Let me look at the comments. Oh, the name of the app, the one that I use is called Skipio, Skipio. And last I knew, there was a free version. So I mean, I made my account a little while ago. So I'm pretty sure there's a free version for it. So feel free to go check that out. Okay, I think that was it. But okay, well, thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys. This winter training boot camp is so much fun. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night, same time, to hear from 3 more amazing ladies to give you amazing ideas throughout the holidays. Tomorrow night, we've got Paula Chavez, Robin Eddy, and Erica Harold speaking to us. Paula and Robin are going to be talking about team building, and you're going to want to tune into that because we're going to be talking about how do you connect to people you don't really know and people that you do know. And then, like I mentioned on this call, Erica is going to be talking about multi-hostess parties, which is a great way to manage your time and be super effective with it. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight. And that was so much fun. Have a great holiday season, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.